welcome to the Be the CEO of Your Life live show. I'm Yvonne of Amaze Yourself Coaching, a global executive business coaching company that helps you to scale your business in less hours so that you can enjoy your life. And today we have a very special guest here that I'm very excited about. David, welcome.
Thank you, Yvonne. I'm really excited to be here as well.
Great. Can you please introduce yourself to the people that are watching or listening?
Yeah, I'd be glad to. So my name's David Safir. I started a consultancy about 20 years ago, and about 4 years ago, I realized that all of my clients have one thing in common. They have cash flow issues. So I've specialized in providing cash flow advisory work. I've developed over 200 strategies, well, I've gathered them, that I work with my clients to implement the appropriate ones. And I teach accountants and bookkeepers how to provide cash flow advisory. They know when to use the right strategy so their clients are always future proofed against future cash flow shortages. That's what I do.
I love that. And we know each other well because we speak weekly with each other. And that's what I want to discuss about today, how accountability really drives consistency, which drives business growth. So can you tell a bit about, what changed when you and I started working together and doing our weekly calls?
Yeah, I'd love to. So I was actually, I don't know if I talked to you about this, Yvonne. Had attempted at least twice before to get an accountability partner. And unfortunately, what kept happening was it went from, okay, this is my key focus for the week. What's your key focus, to all sorts of other discussions, and the accountability got left to the side. And so when you and I talked, we made it really clear that was our most important focus, and that I come up with something every week, you come up with something, and it drives me to get it done because I've made the commitment to you to get something done.
Yeah. And that's what makes the difference, right? To make that commitment, and to really then, because if you don't do it, I have to tell you I haven't done it. I don't want that. So even when it's like the last minute, I will try to get it done. And what I really liked about it, and what has helped me tremendously, is that we often pick those tasks that we actually don't like to do. It's not so much the task that you know you will do anyway, or the task that you actually love to do. But I still remember that the first tasks I picked, because it was one of the things that I kept postponing, even though I know how not to postpone. But it was how to make sure that my website got updated, how do you say that, backed up.
Oh, right.
And there was something technical and I didn't want to do it. So I had been postponing it for 6 months. 6 months, no backup from my website. So if something would have happened, I would have been, devastated because I would have lost anything. And you and I started to work, and I had it fixed in a week. So I was wondering, do you have one of those examples where accountability has helped your business tremendously?
I don't have a specific example, but what I do know is that I will be up late at night. So we're in different time zones. You're in Europe. I'm in the mountain states in the United States. So we're about 8 hours time zone difference. And so I'll be up really late at night just to get it done, because we meet early in the morning, my time. And I know that you'll be working on it during the day sometimes. And it's just that drive to get it done. And it happens consistently. But you know as well as I do, we don't always hit our goal. And it's really funny because so often when we just don't make it, we both do it on the same week. I mean, it's like almost 100% of the time. And then the other thing I like about working with you is that you do it, I do it once in a while. Maybe 10% of the time we either don't hit our goal or we say, you know what, it wasn't the most important thing I needed to get done. I realized later in the week that I had to do something else. And you and I are going to meet after this to have our accountability call. Yeah, I didn't do last week what I said I was going to do, but because I realized there was something much more important I had to get done.
Yeah.
So it works out really well. Um, this idea of if I can do, let's take 2 weeks off for vacation. You take 4 weeks off, I'll take 2 weeks off. But that means there's 50 critical parts of my business that I'm working on every year. And that adds up to a lot of things that I'm working on, not in the business. It's made a huge difference to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree, and I hear you. It's I know that we reflect now and again back, and then we're amazed how much this consistency, this accountability has really helped us grow our business. And I like how you say that it's really about the priorities, but that sometimes we just feel like this wasn't the priority. And I think, if anything, for me, our calls and the accountability has really made it very important for me to ask myself constantly, is this the most important thing? Because
Mhm.
I'm writing it down for David, so it needs to be definitely important. And it needs to be one of those things that either is out of my comfort zone, so I don't really, want to do it, or I just don't like it, but it's inevitable that it gets done, because those are the things that you quickly leave behind, but that seem fundamental for your business growth. So that's what has really helped me with that, with our calls.
I agree. Forces me to say, what do I really need to get done? Because I've always got a list of 10 or 20 things, and to pick out the one makes a big difference.
Yeah.
So let me tell you about something else. I don't know that we've talked about this very much, but the other thing that I find interesting, and it was a byproduct of us meeting week after week and me understanding your business and you understand my business perhaps better than anybody except for my wife and business partner. And so I can ask you questions. It's been interesting how this has evolved over time. And you don't have to ask a ton of background because you know what I'm trying to accomplish. You know what's important to me. And so that's been really great. If anybody out there is listening and thinking about getting an accountability partner, I do not recommend that you start with this, but it could be a really nice byproduct after 6 months or a year.
Yes. And I like that you mentioned it, David, because it's so true. It's often also the voice of reason that you're actually pushing away. That
Mhm.
nasty voice that's voicing the question that it needs to be asking. And it's good to share that our goals and how we grew in this and how it helped us to grow our business was also the basis for my Get Shit Done Club. It is based on our fundamentals, weekly accountability goals, and like you say, you get to know each other so well that these questions that otherwise you would put aside or you wouldn't ask are being asked. And the 52 weeks, well, not 52, but if you hit a 50-week average, 50 weeks of working on your business, it is bound to help your business growth. And that's why I started the Get Shit Done Club, which is all this, but then in a smaller group. And for them, it works amazing as well. So I'm very grateful that you and I got to do this.
Well, and it's great. One of the really benefits you've got with your Get Shit Done Club is that it is not easy to find an accountability partner that works
Yes.
because some people have never heard of it. And, who do you ask? And quite frankly, it's fairly personal. You and I had already known each other and we got along well. But for somebody who's out there who's looking for an accountability partner, your club is people who want to do this. And so they've got the right mindset already, which is the hardest part to find an accountability partner. Again, my other attempts got way off into left field, right field, and I just was frustrated anyhow. So I think the club is a great idea.
Thank you. I love that. So we're wrapping up already. So my final question, if you look to 2024, what's the one thing that you know you're going to achieve?
Oh, well, it's an expansion to the number of advisors who are in my mastermind. Now, I'm talking about accountants, bookkeepers, financial advisors, like certified financial planners, because we are seeing a slowdown in the economy, and the wave of business problems never really hit from COVID that was expected to. And what it looks like is happening is that there could be a wave of business failures that I am trying to prevent, and the people who I work with, it's the thing we've got in common. We're trying to keep good companies from shutting down because they've got control over their cash flow. So I think we're going to see a slowdown in 2024, but that'll I don't like to say, oh, great, it's great for my business. I think everybody should have a cash flow plan because it helps you thrive instead of survive. But I think that's what's going to happen.
I love that. Cash flow plan helps you to thrive instead of survive. Well, if you have been watching this and if you feel like, hey, I need to do something with my strategy, with my focus, then I invite you to stay crush underneath this video. We can talk about your strategy, and I have something amazing coming up in November that's going to propel you forward to 2024. Like David's got his strategy already, and if you want one, just comment crush and I'll tell you what's coming up. David, thank you so much for being here.
It's been a real pleasure, and I know what you're planning for the end of the year, and I'm telling you guys, it's 2 thumbs up. I'm planning on joining as well.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And thank you everybody for watching. See you same time, same place next week.